Steve's life was ordinary, quiet, predictable. He worked long hours at a small office, came home tired, and most nights sat alone in his apartment wondering if life was supposed to feel this empty. He wasn't unhappy, not exactly, but there was a dull ache in his chest, a feeling that something was missing, something important. He tried filling the emptiness with small routines. Coffee in the morning, emails, scrolling through social media, the usual distractions. But nothing seemed to work. And then, one rainy evening, everything changed. Steve was walking home, head down, wishing the storm would end, when he noticed a woman struggling with her groceries. Her umbrella had flipped inside out, the wind tearing at it. Without thinking, he ran to her side. "Here, let me help," he said. Her name was Maya. And that small moment, a tiny choice to step forward, started a chain reaction neither of them could have predicted. At first, their connection was simple. He helped her carry bags, fix the broken umbrella, walk her to the bus stop. But soon, conversations started about life, fears, dreams, about loneliness and hope. Steve realized something he'd forgotten: the joy of connecting with another human being. The power of making a difference, even in the smallest ways. Weeks passed, months passed. Steve began noticing more struggles around him. The elderly man living alone next door, the young student struggling to pay rent, the neighbor whose car had broken down in the rain. At first, it was exhausting. Every day, he gave a little more of himself. Some nights he went to bed drained, wondering if it was worth it. Because helping others isn't always easy. There were days when people didn't appreciate his efforts, days when his own problems piled up, threatening to crush him, days when he felt invisible, unnoticed, like nothing he did mattered. He remembered one night in particular. The young student he had tutored called him, crying. She had failed her midterms and her scholarship was at risk. Steve stayed on the phone with her for hours, guiding her, comforting her, refusing to hang up even though his own exhaustion screamed at him. And yet, he persisted, because he had learned a truth. Even the smallest act of kindness can change a life. Then came the first note, slipped under his door by the elderly neighbor. "Because of you, I didn't give up. You reminded me that kindness still exists." It was a small note, simple words, but Steve read it over and over, and for the first time in months, he felt seen. He felt that his efforts, his struggles, his sacrifices had mattered. More notes followed. From Maya, who had been dealing with a family crisis she could not face alone. From the young student, now passing her exams because of his support. Each note was a ripple of gratitude, a reminder that every act of kindness has power, even when we can't immediately see it. One day, Steve noticed something remarkable. He had changed. Helping others had transformed him in ways he had never imagined. He had developed patience, resilience, and an understanding of life that money, fame, or success could never give him. And then, the challenges grew. Steve had to make hard choices. His own job was demanding, and people around him started taking advantage of his kindness. He had to learn boundaries, not because he stopped caring, but because caring without limits can break a person. He discovered that helping others isn't about heroics, it's about balance, wisdom, and heart. He learned to listen first, to understand before acting. He learned that sometimes helping meant stepping back, letting others grow, and trusting that the impact of his kindness would eventually show itself. Months turned into years. Steve became a quiet pillar in his community. People came to him not just for help, but for hope. And he realized hope was contagious. The kindness he had shown, the patience he had given, the care he had offered, it multiplied. One winter evening, Maya returned, her eyes glistening. "Steve, I don't know how to thank you. You've changed my life." And Steve smiled, quietly, because he didn't need thanks. He already knew. He had felt the change inside himself. He had discovered the joy of living for something bigger than himself. He remembered all the nights of exhaustion, the doubts, the feeling of invisibility. And yet, every moment had been worth it, because he had discovered the deepest truth of life. When you help others,
you don't just change their life, you change yours. Steve realized something else. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is like a pebble dropped into water. The ripples travel farther than we can see. Sometimes, the smallest gesture can ignite hope in someone who is on the edge of giving up. Sometimes, your decision to step forward can save a life or change a heart forever. And maybe, just maybe, those ripples never end. So, today, when you see someone struggling, don't walk past. Stop, help, listen, care. Your small act may be the turning point in someone's story and in your own. Steve had learned that life's greatest gift is not in what we receive, but in what we give. And that gift changes everything.